I had the chance to ask Hook a few questions about his sets from the Summit of Power qualifier to the actual event, what his whole mental was, how he approached it, and more. That'll be at the end of the breakdown, so make sure to stay tuned to check it out after what I believe had changed from the Summit of Power qualifying set to winning the actual Summit of Power. This time around, I'd like to talk about Sonic versus Hook when they played at the Summit of Power qualifier, both winners and grand finals, where Hook got decimated, but still qualified as Sonic was already invited to the event to play in grand finals of Summit of Power where Hook won. It's kind of poetic if you think about it. Lost to Sonic during the qualifier, then ended up winning the actual event. That goes pretty hard for lore building if you ask me. Alright, for starters, as you can see, Hook made the same mistake Sonic did, and me. You know, this guy right here, you know, Mr. YouTuber, right? By playing Goku Black, before they found a team that they were more comfortable with. You can see here that Sonic is playing their Combo Breaker winning team. This actually happened before Combo Breaker, the qualifier anyway, by a few weeks, but moving on. Hook is still living in the simulation where Goku Black is viable, and he's playing Goku Black on point. To be fair, there isn't any good spot for Goku Black in the current state of the game's meta, especially when Super Saiyan Goku was just way better. Piccolo and Vegeta are fine, right? Don't believe the downplaying Piccolo players. He's always been good. He always will be good till the end of time. You know, somehow Piccolo kept getting buffs and they kept saying he's bad, but that's another story for another video if I really want to get into that. Looking at their sets at the qualifier, the biggest difference between the two is just their understanding of the game. One thing I've learned about Sonicfox is that they can pick up new games faster than most people. Sonic understands the game at a level that Hook has yet to reach at the time of the set. Sonicfox is just much more comfortable in their game plan, where Hook at times is just flailing around, doing full screen dive kicks, or at times even just missing easy air confirms that could have changed the pace of the match. Even making incredibly risky decisions such as a YOLO Dragon Rush at the oddest of times, for example. Little decisions like this are what makes the difference between winning and losing games. Hook finds himself doing many full or almost full screen super dashes and gets punished for them, even forgets the empty vanish when it's sparking and gets 2H for his troubles, or gets baited very easily for a 2H punish. As I mentioned earlier, Sonic just has a better understanding of the game right now, knowing how to convert, punish, bait, etc. Perhaps nerves are also something to consider during their matches at the qualifier, but if that's the case, it's just another thing that Sonic excels at. Another thing that really separated the two was Hook's movement. It's very stiff and clunky. He even backs himself into the corner when he could have returned to the mid-screen neutral using Piccolo specials for movement. It goes without saying, but just as a reminder, you never want to put yourself willingly in the corner in any fighting game. That's the worst place you can be. If your character has air movement options, you have to take advantage of them, especially if it's a movement option that also has a hitbox behind it. Ultimately, what I believe led to Hook's downfall of the qualifier was a multitude of things. Lacking confidence in his team, movement was stiff, decision making was not all that great as opposed to Sonic's, just to name a few. In grand finals of the qualifier, Hook ends up playing slightly more polished but still making similar mistakes that you can't afford to make when playing somebody at the caliber of Sonic. The scores end up being 3-0 in winners and 3-1 in grands in Sonic's favor. Another thing I'd like to point out on the more mental side of things is Hook came into the event expecting to lose to Sonic, and even mentions how there are times where he just doesn't know what to do when Goku Black is out, as he says here himself. Let me play the clip for you. I want to talk about this for a bit and the mental aspect of admitting defeat as well as the acknowledgement of your character being bad when it's over.
Exactly what I came here for. I knew I was gonna fight this guy. He's gonna beat me, whatever. I'm here to go to the summit, man. This is what I really came for. Sometimes I don't know what to do, like with Goku Black and stuff, since it's offline. It's a different story. So, I mean, online got me this far, but to get to the next level, I gotta play.
Oh yeah, heck yeah,
people like him that destroy me pretty much. So
listen, iron sharpens iron.
Chris spitting bars out here with words of wisdom. Thank you, Chris. When you've already admitted defeat mentally, it will most certainly add a mental block, causing you to make mistakes such as choking when you have the game-winning combo against said person. Confidence goes such a long way when it comes to fighting games and just many aspects of life in general, really. It's literally part of the recipe for success. So as a side note, whatever you try to approach it with confidence, down yourself, or going in with the mentality that you're going to lose in any way will only hurt you, no matter the situation. I also believe that it was at this moment Hook knew he f***ed up by playing Goku Black, and that's when he knew that he had to make the switch if he wanted to stay at a competitive level. And with that, let's talk about grand finals at Summit of Power. With the newfound confident, clean-cut, crisp movement, better understanding of the game, has a new team, HookGangGod. He's hot off his wins on Goichi in semifinals and Fenrich on winners finals to meet who else but Sonicfox in grand finals. First off, we have to point out that Hook has now switched to Cell. If you recall what I said in the last versus video, I had made the statement that Cell was the easiest top tier at the time, so you can't really blame anyone for playing him. Cell is the max reward for the lowest possible effort. A wise man once said pick a top tier, and looks like Hook listened. As the set goes on, you'll notice Hook has significantly improved since the last time Sonic and him played. His movement has improved, decision making, understanding of the game, mentality, spacing, everything that he was lacking during the qualifier has changed. However, you have to remember that Hook just caught up to Sonic at this point. This will by no means be an easy mountain to climb. Another thing to point out is that Hook's team focuses more on neutral, baiting your opponent to super dash or reflect for a punish, or putting you in a bad position. His team works really well for this, especially with Piccolo Orb Assist just standing there menacingly and getting in, as opposed to Sonic's team where it focuses on applying the 50-50s. You can see me go more into detail about Sonic and the reason they chose this team in the previous video. Okay, anyways, back to Hook. Hook's team has an advantage over Sonic's by the sheer fact that Hook can let his assist play the game for him. Being able to dash in and block, waiting for Sonic to make a mistake or to take the bait, even if the assist can only put Sonic in a bad position, such as expending their double jump or being put in the corner, that's a complete win for Hook, as he has better positioning now. So on point now instead of Goku Black gets him such a huge payoff in the rewards department when he finally gets the hit. Here's a few examples of how Hook's team can bait players into making mistakes or just putting them in a tough situation. Here you can see that Piccolo's assist makes Sonic back up and try to challenge, but they get hit for their troubles. In this instance, Sonic thinks they get a free reflect because of the Piccolo Orb, but either one of two things happened here. Sonic either anticipated the overhead from Cell or mistimed the reflect on wake up and did it after blocking the orb. Yes, this does happen at the highest level. No, you're not alone. Here's the last example. This is why.
You never do Candy Beam!
Sonic tried to do Candy Beam through the orb and pull a fast one on Hook, but Hook opted to jump and go for the punish. The first set in Grand Finals goes pretty back and forth with both players making some clutch plays and decisions. However, Sonic resets the bracket 3-2, much closer than their encounter at the qualifier. You can tell that Hook no longer believes that he'll lose to Sonic. That mental block that plagued him at the qualifier, where even he himself stated he will lose, is no longer a variable. Confidence goes a long way, and you saw it happen during the Summit of Power. With Hook's newfound, well, everything, he's not on the same level as the rest of the top players. Even after the bracket reset, Hook stays vigilant to beat Sonic's cheeks, not shaken by the first set. Things like this are how you get a top player mentality. No matter the situation, you can't let it shake you. Even if the other player makes a comeback, you drop a game-winning combo, you just have to move on and take it one game at a time. Hook fired back by almost getting a perfect the first game. The funny thing about Hook playing Cell is that he was still questioning if Cell was the play, but after this performance, there's no doubt that he believed he made the right decision by putting him on the team. Ultimately, what had made the big difference during this set wasn't the character switch in my opinion. I believe it was just a simple fact that Hook had become more confident. Of course, you can credit the win to a multitude of things, such as having better understanding of the game, cleaning up the movement, etc. However, I think his confidence is what carried him through to the end. He's even memed about how there's no need to lab optimal combos or anything like that. He can use his quote-unquote raw skill to carry him through it. There's even a tweet from Apology Man where he tried to teach Hook optimal combos. You know what, let me just show you the tweet instead. Apology Man says, me trying to teach HookGangGod more optimal Piccolo combos. Hook, I don't need optimal combos. I went off of raw skill. And Apology Man goes to get triggered. This is pretty funny. As funny as it may be, some people can actually operate through just raw skill or pure confidence. They don't need to learn frame data or even be optimal. Another great example is Mango. That man doesn't give a damn about frame data or being optimal. He just does what he thinks will work at the time, working off of raw skill. So shout outs to Hook, great stuff for him for gaining his newfound confidence and taking the Summit of Power. Let's get into the questions I had asked Hook. The first question I had asked Hook was, what mentality did you go in with during the Summit of Power and when facing Sonicfox during Grands? Hook responded,
It's me out for real gang. I went in thinking was on fire and as long as he play like he was playing all night he can finally do it. At first he was pretty scared to since you know Sonic would always cog me lol.
Question number 2 was, what did you change from when you played Sonic at the Summit of Power qualifier to the actual Summit of Power? Hook responded,
And TBHZ. It was just playing with so much confidence after being so the whole night. It felt unstoppable at DBFZ.
Next question, how did you feel after beating Goichi and Fenrich back to back before facing Sonic? Hook responded,
It was in heaven, I truly could not believe it. I went outside and just sat down on the bench thinking we can't believe I just be the best player in the world. I truly could not explain that euphoria I felt for real.
And for the last question I had asked, what was going on in your head after Sonic reset the bracket? Hook responded,
When I reset the bracket I wasn't too worried. It knew I was still playing Crazy God so it didn't bother me that much like it usually does. It truly was on fire that day like an otter.
Thanks again Hook for your time.
No problem gang for real on the drip.
Thank y'all for watching and let me know in the comments who you'd like to see in the next Versus series. Alright y'all, take it easy, please like, sub, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.